Christina called the show because she's received multiple death threats. You see, she was charged with lewd and lascivious molestation of the elderly. And within a day, her mugshot was all over the news and social media. She was jailed, fired from her job, and had her CNA license revoked, was forced to move, and her life was threatened. But Christina says it's all a lie, and today she wants to prove that she's innocent. Take a look.
This has turned my life into a living hell. Every day it's a struggle to get out of bed.
I've been married to Christina for almost 20 years, and she was accused of something awful.
I was jailed for lewd and lascivious molestation on an elderly patient. Back in May of 2018, I was a CNA. I was doing rounds with a new trainee. We had to give a shower to my patient. I started to wash my patient. I get down to her lower region, rinsing her off. My patient laughs. So an hour later, I get called down to the office, and they're telling me that this girl reports me for sexually molesting my patient with the shower head. And all hell broke loose. That night, they came and they arrested me and they took me to jail. I felt totally humiliated, and the headlines read, CNA is arrested for molesting a patient in the shower. I felt destroyed. I worked so hard to get my CNA.
Before all this, we would go to the dog beach, take the dogs out. We would do all kinds of outside activities. She would not be afraid to do anything. Now, she will not go into public at all. She's just afraid of being recognized because her face has been thrown all over the internet.
I had strangers that wanted to shoot me in the head. It has ruined our life. I've been fired. I have not worked since that arrest, since May of 2018. We had to move. We are on food stamps. We're desperate. The last year that I worked, I got 8 to 10 awards for being the best employee that I could be. And it was just blown away.
Christina has a heart of gold. She would do anything for anyone.
Would I be a CNA again? I would love to. The only thing is I can't touch people. Because what she took away from me, I have that fear that I'm gonna end up in prison again. Like I said, I worked so hard, and I was proud, and I was good. Oh, I was good. I am innocent. I did not do this, and I'm here today to prove it.
When you watch that and you see your mugshot and so much publicity around this case that, you know, it invokes so much strong reaction against yourself, yeah. What do you think?
I think that it's not me. I didn't do this, and I know for a fact that I didn't do this. It hurts.
Why were you accused of this?
I was training a trainee girl was. I was there for over a year. She misinterpreted what was going on in the shower, and an hour later, my life changed.
And to me, that's, just before I come on stage, I asked my wife, don't they do some kind of investigation? Like somebody accuses you and you're just, boom, that's it?
With the elder law, they have a minimum time that they have to report, and management decided to let the police do it.
And whatever happened with the police investigation?
The police officer came to my house at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he arrested me. And
did he ask you any questions?
He asked me a few questions, and next thing I know, I was on my way to jail asking him, why are you doing this? And
how long were you in jail for?
I got out the next day overnight, but it was
bail.
Yes, I made bail.
And did you have to go to court?
No, I didn't end up going to court because all the charges were dropped.
But you lost your CNA license.
I lost my CNA license. I can't work. I have PTSD. Every time I try to even think about going back to work, I just can't do it. I can't leave my house.
So when you, from what I understand, this elderly patient has the mind of a child that you were taking care of?
She doesn't have a mind of a child, but she has a hard time communicating. And She couldn't communicate what was, they couldn't interview her to determine whether you did something improper. She actually ended up going down to the district attorney's office with her father and telling them that I didn't do it. The investigation is closed. There were 5 different...
And you can't get your license back?
I can't. I lost my license.
I know, but I'm saying you didn't do anything wrong.
I know. I didn't.
And from what I understand, you lost everything, and you, on the tape you said you're on food stamps now?
We're on food stamps. We live off my husband's Social Security disability. We've lost everything. We had to move. I couldn't live in a neighborhood anymore.
Because of the death threats you received?
Because of the death threats. The media was absolutely horrible. They took bits and pieces and elaborated the story.
I'm going to assume you're telling the truth that you didn't sexually molest an elderly patient of yours, especially with the new trainee.
The trainee changed her story 5 times.
Did you even know this trainee? Did
No,
this trainee have something out for you?
I knew her 30 seconds and she was assigned to me.
And she changed
your life? And an hour later, she changed my life.
By being here today and passing a lie detector test, will this help you in some way?
It'll start my life over. You were the only person that listened to me. None of the news people, no one ever interviewed me. One of the state investigators out of the 5, she interviewed me and she was my ally. But everybody else, nobody came to my side, nobody asked my story. The media and social media destroyed me.
She has a heart of gold. She would do anything for anybody. She would, you needed her shirt, she'd give it to you. It's like that. Yeah. There's just no way that this ever happened. It's not possible.
How has this affected your life with these white-faced?
It's ruined our life. The past year and a half has been hell. She gets ripped out of bed in the middle of the night. I pick her up Mother's Day morning out of jail. Mother's Day morning. That first day, you couldn't even touch her. All she did was cry. All she did was cry and want to hide. And we used to do so much with our dogs. We would go out, sit on the porch. She would sit on the porch. Somebody would drive by, somebody would walk by. She would run in the house, thinking that they were after her. That's how bad it's been.
Christina, we asked you, did you perform that lewd sexual act on the patient in question? You answered no. We gave you the lie detector test 3 times. And the result of your lie detector test is that you told the truth.
You were the only people that listened to me, that wanted to hear my story. Nobody talked to me. Nobody talked to me. Nobody asked me what happened.
Well, I'm glad that we could give you, the truth, and people can see that, you didn't do this. And quite frankly, after your reaction, I thought you were going to him.
Oh, she has.
I know it must come with a lot of overriding with emotion that, and again, just even hearing the story and not even knowing the results of your lie detector test, I just feel like this was a real rush to judgment, and it's very unfair to be accused of something like this without having a chance to defend yourself. So I hope that...
Thank you so much.
And as you said that this is the first step in rebuilding your life, and I certainly hope it helps you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.